All right, the next project is dog years. So dogs mature at a faster rate than human beings. We often say a dog's age can be calculated in dog years to account for their growth compared to a human of the same age. In some ways, we could say time moves quickly for dogs. 8 years in a human's life equates to 45 years in a dog's life. How old would you be if you were a dog? Here's how you convert your age from human years to dog years. So the first 2 years of a dog's life count as 10.5 dog years each. Each year following equates to 4 dog years. Before you start doing the math in your head, let a computer take care of it. With your knowledge of math operators and variables, use JavaScript to convert your human age into dog years. Okay, so starting off, create a variable named my age and set it equal to your age. Write a comment that explains this line of code. So I'm just going to take const my age, just set it equal to my age. I'm going to just put a comment here above, variable set to my age. Okay. So next, create a variable named early years and save the value 2 to it. The value saved to this variable will change. Write a comment that explains this. So they say the value of this variable will change. So we need to, if you recall, find a number. Okay. So if you recall that when we set a variable and we'd like to change it later on, we need to always use the let variable object. So let early years equal to 2 so that we can reassign early years if need be. And I've already done a comment for it, or I've already written a comment for it. Okay, so number 3, use the multiplication assignment operator to multiply the value saved to early years by 10.5 and reassign it to early years. So basically, we're just gonna say reassign early years as so, and then multiply equal by 10.5. So essentially, it's going to take this variable and multiply it by 10.5. Okay. And there's a hint if you want to see. Yeah, that's exacto. Right. So now, since we already accounted for the first 2 years, take my age variable and subtract 2 from it. Set the result equal to a variable called later years. We'll be changing this value later. Write a comment that explains this line of code. Okay, so it says here, set the result equal to a variable called later years. So now we're going to create a new variable called later years. Remember the camel casing, which we've done with y within later years. And then they say we'll be changing this value. So we need to use the correct variable, which is let. And so take my age variable and subtract 2 from it. So this variable that we've created here, we're going to take that, my age, and we're going to subtract 2 from it. And this equation, we're setting it equal to later years. Set the result equal to variable called later years. We'll be changing this value later. Write a comment. I'm just going to write the comment above. Variable my age subtracted 2 and set it equal. It's equal to later years. Okay. Okay, so now number 5. Multiply later years variable by 4. So now we're going to take later years, and then we're going to multiply it by 4 to calculate the number of dog years accounted for by 4 years. Use the multiplication assignment operator to multiply and assign in one step. Okay, so we could have done the correct way is actually this way. Okay, well, let's say the long-handed version. Multiply, you take later years, you reassign later years multiplied by 4. That's the long version. So this multiply equals is just the shorthand version or abbreviated version of this. Okay, so that's why I've done it like that. If you guys were a bit confused about that. Right, so that's completed. Write a comment. Let me quickly write a comment. Or I'm going to add to this comment and multiplied variable by 4 to get figures. Okay. Okay, so if you'd like to check your work at this point, print early years and later years to the console. Are the values what you expect? Check off the task when you're ready to move on. Okay, so we're going to quickly console.log. I said what, early years, and then as well as later years. Okay. So 21 and 120, which is correct. Right. Number 7, add early years and later years together and store that in a variable named my age in dog years. Okay, so we're going to create a new variable. I'm just going to set it to let my age in dog years, and then set it to later years plus early years. Right. Then it just says quickly write a comment to explain this. So it took later years and early years, added equal to my age in dog years variable. Okay, took that one off. Number 8, let's use string method next. Write your name as a string, call its built-in method dot to lowercase, and store the result in a variable called my name. The to lowercase method returns a string with all the lowercase letters. Write a comment that explains this line of code. So write your name as a string, call its built-in method to lowercase, so, and store the result in my name. So let's just make sure that my name, there's no variable like that, right? Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna create a new variable, my name, and we're gonna give my name all uppercase. We're gonna set it all uppercase letters. We're gonna set it to lowercase. To lowercase It's, don't forget camel casing. Okay, I assume that's what they're asking. Or maybe they're not. In this sentence above, write a comment that explains this. Okay, so going ahead, I'm going to quickly console.log. I'm going to use string interpolation. Right, so first thing is we take my name and use the $sign and then set my name. Within the curly braces, put in my name. And then I am so many human age years old. So then I'm going to put in my age. Okay, then name, human age, dog age. Okay, then the dog age years, which is here. Okay. Okay, then and the dog age with my age in dog years in the sentence above, and then write a comment that explains this. Right, I got all of this. Yeah, I've got a bit of a typo. My age in dog years. Okay, where I went wrong is sorry. Forgot to camel case the L. Right, as you can see there with string interpolation. My name is Fabio. I am 32 years old. So you can see that the dot to lowercase took the uppercase letters and turned it into lowercase letters or a lowercase string. I'm 32 years old in human years, which is 141 years old in dog years. Yeah, as you can see, it gives an accurate description of all the code that we've written. So right above it says write a comment that describes this. Okay, so just gonna say wrote a description or wrote a sentence incorporating the following values or the following variables using string interpolation. Write a sentence incorporating the following variables using string interpolation. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to save that. Right, next. Great work. You can convert human age to dog years. Try changing my age and see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to try changing my age. Okay, let me just change my age to, for instance, 18. As you see, my age changed to 18. All right, let's move on.